Right, Michael Voss, let's hear from him.
Yeah, it was a difficult one. We didn't debrief it for a long time. I think that's one of the ones that you just take 48 hours, look at the vision, break it down, take the emotion out of it, and try to look at it through process and what we improved from last week to this week. Because there's some gains made, but we also know that we're still got to progress in a few other little areas. So I think we'll sort of take the time to probably look at the vision so we can give them the clarity about what we think it was.
Do you feel like you butchered the footy a little bit tonight?
Yeah, we did some at different points in time. Like we, more probably across our half forward line was the more costly ones if there was. So again, we'll look at the options themselves. I mean, there's the decision and then there's the actual error. So it felt like some of the decisions seemed to be right, but did we execute it well enough? And that's probably what we need to have a bit of a look at.
Just looking at the numbers overall, I mean, you've won the contested ball, you've won uncontested ball, you've broken even in most others, but the big discrepancies like the forward entries where they've smashed you. What does that say to you about how the game played out?
No, I thought we overpossessed it. Yeah, probably the bigger one is that their tackles, their pressure that they were able to provide across the night, probably forced us to overpossess it. So we had to make some corrections there about how we wanted to move the ball out of those particular scenarios, and just didn't feel like that we were absorbing that well enough. And then the overpossession comes into play. So that's where I find like the disposal number is actually quite a useless number. But credit to them, they were able to force that turnover and probably force us to do something that we wouldn't normally do. And then, we lost the territory battle. And you lose the territory battle against a good footy team. It's going to be hard to win that game.
Without Tom Mitchell and Jordan De Goey, it seemed like you guys had a real chance tonight to really assert your authority in the middle of the ground. How surprised are you that you end up losing clearances and centre clearances, given that?
Well, it's been a strength of ours for the last couple of weeks. So that's one part of the game that you'd like to back in, that we can sort of at least draw even. But I take exception to individuals that are missing provides an opportunity. There's still 18 players out there that and they're a premiership team. They're a pretty good team. So I don't think we should disrespect them like that too much.
Disrespecting, but Mitchell and De Goey, two of those premiership players.
But correct. Yeah. From our perspective, that's been a real strength of our game, and that's what we've got to continue to search for. We've got to have balance in our game. I get often asked around the transition part of the game, do you want that better? Well, of course we want it better. From a results point of view and goals kicked, it was a really good phase of our game. But we also want our stoppage game to be in order as well, and that part was off. And for us, that lost the territory battle for us, and they've had whatever they had inside 50s, 61 inside 50s to our 38. So just the supply wasn't good enough for us tonight. But to be able to hold a side with 61 entries and get looks like that forward of the ball, that can probably go into the basket of improvement of that we wanted to defend harder, and we did that. But it still wasn't good enough to be able to get us the result.